Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday today, so it's time to sit down and catch up with a brand new vlog, and this week the Artifact retirement quest lines were added to live WoW servers, and I was expecting to feel at least a little bit sad when I did the thing, and of course it doesn't disable your traits yet, that's going to happen later in 8.0, but I was expecting to feel a little bit sad. You know, it's the beginning of letting go of this weapon that I've been using and chatting with for like almost 2 years, and I thought I would be sad, and I'm not. I am so ready to just stick it in my bank and move on, you know, bring on the BFA quest and greens. But it is cool that they are ramping up your power until 8.0 with the like the traits that are ramping up. I kind of thought that it would be ticking up weekly, but it's actually ticking up. I think it's daily. It was 126 when I did it, and then it's 127 yesterday. It might be more today, but that's kind of neat. Let me back up so you can see my cat. It's very important. It's a good boost of power for anybody that is trying to last minute finish off their Mage Tower challenge, which is going to be up 24/7 until 8.0 where it goes away. I probably should be one of those people. I only have 3 appearances. I did it on Shadow Priest, Holy Priest, and Resto Druid, because that's kind of all I play. I was thinking about maybe doing it on Hunter, because that's something that I used to play that I could go back to one day, but like, I don't have really any legendaries, and even with the crazy artifact, I'm still only like item level 900 or so, and I don't want to try. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I wish you the best of luck if you're trying to get it in the last minute. One day they're going to invent a tiny kitty lav mic that I can attach to my cat just so that we can get like really high quality recordings of her purring. And, you know, somebody wants that. I do. Ooh. What was I talking about? Coming up soon, we have patch 8.0 looking closer and closer every day. It is now on the background downloader, which is always something that happens within like a week or 2 before it goes out. And it's probably not going to be the 4th of July. It could be, but the 4th of July is a holiday, and I think they tend to avoid those. So July 11th is looking really good, with the 18th being the next most likely bet. So real soon on that patch. The thing that I'm specifically trying to get done before the patch, if at all possible, it's not the Mage Tower, it's not Field Medic, I'm letting those ones go, but I am trying to finish up my Family Familiar at a time. It's not a big deal. You're still going to be able to do Family Familiar after 8.0. Don't worry if you haven't done it. It's not at the end of time. But the reason why I want to do it now is, one, a couple of the strategies that are out, and I've been using the strategies on wow-petguide.com, so if you're looking for Family Familiar strats, that's a great place to go. But a couple of them, not all of them, but a couple of them rely on pets that are having their movesets changed in 8.0. So I'd like to get the things done before then so that I don't have to figure something out post changes. And then the other thing is that right now, if you're lucky, one of the tamers might be up that also gives pet charms. And when you're doing it 10 times in a day, 14 pet charms becomes 140. And before 8.0, I can take those 140 pet charms and use them to purchase and stockpile ultimate battle training stones in preparation for BFA pets. Whereas you can still do them after 8.0, but they'll give you shiny pet charms, which you cannot use to buy those things. Those will only be for the old pets and toys and whatnot. So I'm trying to get it done before 8.0. I'm going to be kind of at the mercy of what tamers come up. I do thankfully have enough characters that are World Quest enabled to do a tamer 10 times, or I think it's 9 times because I did Undead for some reason at some point, but I can do them all on a day. And man, those days when there's a couple tamers up at once, that's a lot of pet battling, but we're doing it. It's time. I can't have that still not done going into BFA. As far as data mining news from new builds, something that I noticed was, would you want, okay. There was a shop background data mine. Basically, it looks like this. It has 180 days of game time plus something, and we don't know what that something is yet. We don't even know if this is going to happen. This is just a graphic that's been data mined. But the last time that something like this happened, it was back in Mists of Pandaria when they did the commit to being sub for 1 year thing, and we will give you Diablo 3 access to the Warlords beta and Tyrael's Charger. And that didn't charge you for the year up front. It was just I agree to continue being sub for a year, and if I unsub, they're going to take the stuff away, basically, kind of thing. So that was a little bit different, because this one, it makes it look like, and again, we have no info, but it makes it look like you would be paying up front for 180 days of game time, but then they would give you something, and I'm really interested to find out what that something is, because I am gonna stay subbed anyways. When have I ever unsubbed from WoW? I've never unsubbed from WoW. I'd subbed back in Wrath, and I've been paying money ever since. I'm interested to see what that is, because I would probably just get it. It would probably be an instant buy for me. I don't think this one was actually this week news. I think we heard about this the week before, but it just like missed me for some reason. The BFA exact launch time was confirmed to be, locally for me at least on the Pacific West Coast, Monday at 3 p.m. So that's midnight on Tuesday, like 12 a.m. on Tuesday the 14th in Europe Central Time, and then over in Australia, New Zealand, you're looking at 8 a.m., I think. But for us here in the West Coast, on Blizzard time, as I like to call it, 3 p.m. on a Monday. It's not midnight at all. That's new. I should be very excited because I'm one of those people that I'll stay up for the midnight release, and I'll play for like an hour and a half, and then I'll be like, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed, and then play this tomorrow after I've had some sleep because it's not going anywhere. That's been me for a couple of years. So it's not like I was ever really getting anything crazy out of the midnight launches, and I was always kind of sleepy and a little cranky because I'm getting old. But I'm a little disappointed. There was like there was a midnight tradition, and I don't know if it's gonna feel the same on a Monday at 3 p.m. I mean, I do know I'm gonna be there. I guess it gives me a longer initial marathon time. But it's a little bit odd. And I think we found out about that last week because it was in the announcement where they said they were launching BFA at one time for everybody. I just completely missed that it was actually Monday, the 13th for Pacific time. This week in me Hazel stuff, couple of pieces of really exciting things happened for me this week. One of them, I got my BlizzCon ticket. That is sorted out. I bought it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's a thing. And I didn't realize how much I had been worrying about it until I had it locked down, and I just kind of like took a really deep breath and felt a lot better because otherwise it was going to be a very expensive trip to Disneyland. The second super cool thing that happened to me this week is I got my 10-year green card. I got my 10-year permanent resident card, restrictions lifted, all that good stuff. I'm good. We've been waiting a really long time for that. We've gone through an awful lot of biometrics and appointments and pictures and interviews and fees and more fees. And it's very expensive to immigrate to America. But for the most part, I'm mostly done. I'm good for 10 years, and that's a really, really good feeling. Also, because I now have that valid permanent residency ID, I can do a couple of things that I haven't been able to. I can apply for a driver's license once I study up for my road test because I'm 25 and I don't drive yet. I can get a library card. I can probably scan it in and send it to Blizzard and tell them to make my account not show me things in Canadian dollars anymore. There's just, the possibilities go on, so I'm really excited about that. And then the third thing that I did this week is I got some fish. So you can't see them in this room. The tank is actually in my living room. It's the 20-gallon long tank. It's like 30 inches long, foot deep, foot tall. It was finally finished cycling last week on Friday, so last Friday night we went and picked up our first fish. We got some cherry barbs, and then yesterday I got a call from the fish store that one of the fish that I had been wanting that they hadn't had arrived in, so I got a honey gourami. We have a female honey gourami in there, so I'll put up a couple of clips that I took today, but they're so, the little gourami is so cute. They have these little ventral fins. They're very long and thin, and they kind of look like little feelers. And they touch things with those fins, so she'll swim up to something, and then she'll, like, poke at it, and then she'll, like, nod and swim to go poke at something else, and it's the cutest thing ever, and I might die. The tank's not going to be completely stocked for another couple of weeks. I am still going to add some corridors, probably after another week, and then chill for a little bit longer, and then the last fish is going to be a Bolivian ram, but I'm just so over the moon in love with it, and I have a very hard time prying myself away from it to come do stuff in here. So I've been doing a lot of work that I can do from my couch, like on my laptop and my tablet, because that's a place where I can also see my fish. Questions for this week. Motor Daffodil asks, hey Hazel, here's my question. Have you ever considered creating a secondary channel for non-WoW videos that you really want to make, like fish videos or random vlogs? A personal channel that you can update whenever you feel like it. So I actually have that channel. I made it like 3-4 years ago, like a long time ago. youtube.com/hazelnuttylife. And if you go there, you may notice that it is very abandoned. There's like nothing on it. The art is really, really old. So I'm considering cleaning that up a little bit and then putting videos on it. Like you said, not on a schedule, nothing too crazy, but like if there's something I really want to make. But the thing that's been holding me back from doing that is that I don't feel like I'm on top of all of the things that I want to do for my main channel. I kind of feel like I'm drowning. And I really want to just kind of get on top of everything that I'm trying to do here before I take on any other projects, because if I can't put out the WoW videos that I want to make, I really have no business doing other stuff yet. So, and I've been saying that for years. So I may never get that off the ground, but in the event that I become a more efficient person and get more out of my hours and get this channel, this WoW channel, to where I want it to be in terms of the quality and amount of videos that are coming out, I will absolutely put tea guides and fish guides and just fish footage and, you know, cat footage for no reason because she's a really cute cat, over on youtube.com/hazelnuttylife, but I wouldn't hold your breath. And Ghost asks, how interested has your cat been in the fish tank? I can only imagine mine would be freaking out and trying to attack it constantly. So maybe we've been lucky, but the cat, I don't think she knows about the fish tank. Like she must know about it. It's huge. But she's never paid any attention to either any of our tanks, because we've got the snail tank, we've got the betta tank, and now we have this big community tank. And she doesn't care. She doesn't really notice them. She doesn't really sit and look at them. She hasn't really shown any interest in trying to get up there. I have made sure that all of these tanks are on surfaces that she can't really get on. There's no real place for her to land on, and she's not the kind of cat to jump somewhere where she doesn't know where she's jumping to. So she's never really gotten up there and taken a look at it. I do keep an eye on them for the most part, and all of the tanks have hoods on them, so it would take some doing for her to get in there. But she hasn't shown any interest at all. Sometimes, like, if I've been sitting in front of the tank for a while, she'll come over and, like, crawl into my lap and kind of poke at me, like, are you sure or did you mean to sit here for, like, 30 minutes? But, so far, so good. And that has been my week. We are only 45 days away from BFA, which I don't know if I feel ready. I don't know who feels ready. If you have any questions that you would like answered on a vlog, please leave them as comments on the most recent vlog. I look forward to chatting with you guys on this afternoon's live stream. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.